Getting Started with Q Global, Module 4. Welcome to the fourth module of Getting Started with Q Global. In this session, we will review how to generate reports. Generating a single report. After signing into your account, the first thing you will see is the examinee page. From this page, simply click on the examinee you wish to generate a report for. I have now opened the record for Child A. As you can see, there are two test administrations showing, one for the MCMI3 and one for the WIPSI4. The status for the WIPSI4 shows that a report was already generated, while the other indicates that a record is ready for reporting. Until you have all of the data properly entered, you will see a message that says Needs Editing. Remember, the system will not know if you need to return to add additional subtests or item scores. As soon as you have a record that has enough content for a report, the message will read Ready for Reporting. That is unless you have run a report already, in which case it will say Generate Report. It is important to remember that if you do go in and change test data in a record, a copy will be made with the new information and you will be charged the usage if you run another report on the updated test data. However, simply changing the report settings, like running a report with grade-based norms rather than age-based norms, would not charge you an additional usage. In order to generate a report, simply click on the box of the appropriate assessment and click Generate Report. I want to run this report now, so in the next slide I will show you what the screen looks like if you click on Generate Report. Generating the report. As you can see, the first time I run a report, a usage will be charged. If I did not have any usages available, then I could click on the Buy Now button to purchase and refresh my stock. To purchase more usages, I would need to have the qualifications and rights as a user in the account. Please reference the previous modules in this tutorial for information on creating accounts and sub-accounts. In the next step, I will be able to indicate various settings I want to run my report with, as shown. Finally, you will simply click on Generate Report, and the system will run your specific examinee report with selected settings. One usage from parent account deducted. If I was simply viewing a previously generated report, then my screen would look like this. This slide shows 0 inventory needed to generate the report because I have previously generated this report. Now I am simply viewing it again and making some changes in my settings for what's included in the report. Remember, if I changed specific test data, such as subtest scores, then I would be scoring and running a new report, thus charged a usage. I will demonstrate the next step of actually running a report in a few moments. However, I will do that within the context of showing you how you can run more than one report at a time. Generating multiple reports. Let's now review how to generate multiple reports on information for selected criteria, also known as batch reporting. Find the record you want to report. The first step is to locate the report I wish to generate. This is done by accessing the Report tab. Here you can see that I can tell the system what type of report I want to run, which assessments to pull from, and whether I want to search for any records from my parent account or from all the sub-accounts also linked to that account. This function is particularly useful for program administrators that need access to data from various sites or classrooms, for example. Once I have completed this step, I scroll down to the bottom of the page and click the Search button. Search results. Selected records. This slide shows what my screen will look like after I click on the Search button. For the next step of reviewing the reports, I need to select from only the reports that have a report generated status showing and are of the same assessment type. The record for Boy Example would not be accepted as a choice since it does not have a report generated status. So I have two records selected, for Child A and 5-year-old girl. Then I will click on the View Report button. Same type to run batch report. As you can see, I'm not charged any usages since both of these reports have been generated previously. Regardless of whether I change the report settings or what is shown on the report, I am not charged again for running this type of batch report. When I click on Generate Report, I will be asked what type of format I want the report to generate, PDF or zip file. I will be able to see both reports in separate PDF files. If I select a zip file, or if I select a single file, I will get both reports in a single PDF together. In this example, I wanted two PDFs generated within one file, which would be produced one after the other. Remember to select zip file if you want the reports in single separate PDFs. You may want to generate separate PDFs for easier emailing, for example. Once you open that PDF, you will see something that looks like this. This is the first page of the assessment report for the WIPSI 4, which shows demographic, testing date and report date information. A different search. In this section, you are also able to run several different reports, such as documenting the type of progress students are making and cross-assessment comparison reports, for example. You would search for and run these different reports in much the same way as we just discussed, only you would need to select a different report name at the top of this window. End of Module 4. You have reached the end of Module 4 for generating reports on Q Global. Please stay tuned for additional tutorials for specific assessments within Q Global. Thank you for watching.